Good evening. We are live we're live to 6 people at the moment, although nobody has commented. So if you're watching now, please comment because, come on. Let me know that somebody's watching. Because I know there's people out there. So just, put a comment in the chat. Let me know I'm not talking into the internet and nobody's replying. Tonight is a stream I've promised for a couple of weeks. Dan's in the chat. What's up? And Ben as well. What's up, guys? Yeah, this is a stream I've cancelled about 3 times already, but only because it was like, I don't know. Yeah, real life shit gets in the way. But tonight we're going to be counting down the 50 greatest 80s horror movies of all time, according to, let me reacquaint myself. It is a website called, fuck knows, fsr.com. I did put it in the link in the chat. I can't even remember what the fucking called. But anyway, hopefully it's like it's another one of those countdown lists. It's a bit of fun. Nothing too serious. I'm going to have to go and check now what it's called. What's the name of the stream, by the way? I don't even know. Okay, filmschoolrejects.com. That's the name of the stream. That's the name of the website who did the countdown. It's a relatively new one. If I do these countdown lists, I always try and find something which is relatively new. And do you know what? They're becoming quite popular, these, because Christian and Nick from Lost River Driving, they did a countdown of the Paste magazine's top 100 movies of all time. And I will say, a couple of weeks after I did mine, so I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that maybe I'm a bit of a trendsetter. If a guy with 15,000 subs and a guy with 3,000 subs are doing reaction videos to lists that I've done a reaction to, maybe I'm onto something. That's all I'm going to say. But they were horrified with that Paste magazine top 100 horror movies of all time, as was I. But will we be equally horrified with tonight's top 50 greatest horror movies of the 80s? Now, I don't know whether this is going to be like an arty-farty sort of like up its own backside horror website, which is like only regards anything which is like, sort of like from the 1920s as classic. I don't know. I took the first 10 movies as a rough guide point, put a few thumbnails in, took a few images and put them in the thumbnail from what I knew was going to be there. But I have honestly no idea how they view 80s horror movies. Like I say, I know there's a Friday the 13th movie in there, but will there be more than one? I don't know. Will there be any Halloween movies in there? I've no idea. Will there be any Nightmare on Elm Street movies in there? I've no idea. But to take on this task, I'm not coming unprepared. I have come with a special guest, and that guy is somebody you all know and love, all the way from New York. And he doesn't like Scream. He thinks it's a fucking stupid movie. And that man is JT. What's up, JT?
It's just aligning my chakras. I reached Nirvana. I'm feeling good. And yes, I love Scream. Like, adore it.
And he loves Sick as well. He thinks Sick is one of the greatest movies of the 21st century.
Get the fuck out of here. You said you saw it, right?
We'll probably get into that more. What's going on Sunday, JT? Because,
Yeah, that's good.
So what are we doing?
We're doing with Dave, right?
Well, I know, but you said you got in touch with Alexi as well, or?
Oh, I was going to say, doesn't have to be Sunday, but if you, Alexi, a few other people want to do like a top 10 list of best practical effects in a horror film.
Yeah. Can we put that back maybe a week or two? Just give me a little bit.
Give me a bit of whenever.
Yeah. Give me a bit of time to it's like homework. I'm gonna have to look into it.
I get it completely.
Yeah. Well, but Sunday will just be a bit of a chill stream, just chatting.
That's
we can talk about. I told Dave to go and watch Sick and go and watch Megan if he can.
Yeah, that way we can talk about it.
And because I've seen both films.
I don't have much to say about Sick. But you saw Megan finally?
Yeah, I saw it today.
Oh, nice. What do you think? Non-spoilers.
It's okay. It's fun. It is what it is.
Yeah, nothing mind blowing, but
no, it's exactly what I expected it to be. It's a 90-minute harmless, perfectly fun movie.
Yeah.
You know, quite a few influences.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
And
James Cameron,
Wan's all over that movie.
and it's certain scene James Cameron as well. If you think about certainly a certain scene with is it Bruce? The other
I know.
there's certainly aliens rip off there.
There's a lot of influences and homages throughout it. What's up, Chad? What's up, Anthony? Dan?
Yeah, what's
Ben?
up, Dan?
Big T?
Good to see Anthony back. What's up, Anthony? Anthony, you've been missing for like a good while. Where have you been, man?
Yeah,
I always notice when my regulars aren't around. So it's like I miss you when you're not there. So Anthony, you've been missing, man. It's a bit like Bunny. I know Bunny's been busy. Bunny.
That's right. Yeah, I haven't seen Bunny in a bit.
Yeah, Bunny. I think Bunny's doing something like funny shift patterns. I always forget. It's like people don't work. I always have to remind myself. Exactly. I'm streaming at a stupid time in the UK anyway, and even for Americans, it's like maybe not ideal. And for any Australians, forget it.
Australians, we're never getting Australian followers.
Well,
I think I have one or two actually from Australia.
The only time I've ever had Australians in the chat is I know I follow their shit. It's Ginger Ninja and Daniel as well.
Yeah, Ginger Ninja.
Yeah, I think that either one of them was in the chat when I did a stream at I did like an early evening stream, so it was early morning for them. So probably just before they were going to work or something.
Yeah.
But I was like, fucking hell! There's like all these different names came up on the, like we just like who the fuck? I've never seen you in the chat before. Yeah.
Hey Jamie, my fellow David Lynch fan. I will be right back. I had a pizza in the oven, so I'm just going to grab that.
Okay.
And we'll hop down this list.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just jump back in the chat. Daniel says, Daniel San. Dan says, I'm just in auto mode. I've read you as Daniel instead of Dan. We've kicked the best decade show around before. The 80s was a great decade for horror, but when you lay out the best of the best from each decade, I think you'd be surprised. I mean, I think people just have this nostalgia for the 80s, and it may be. I think if you grew up in that sort of decade like I did, and the 90s. I mean, I grew up in the 90s as well. Dan, we were both sort of like from that era. But I think, it's always going to be, nostalgic for like the age you grew up, and even though you could have 5,000 amazing movies, horror movies that come out in the 2000s, 2010s, but you're still going to go back to what you remembered as a kid. So it's what you grew up with a lot of the time. Anthony's been working nights. That's why he's not been. Well, you go, Anthony. If you're working nights, this is the night. So you just put your headphones in and just if you've got YouTube Premium, you can just turn the phone off and just listen to us talking.
Yeah,
that's the one thing. The one thing about YouTube Premium, which I got YouTube Premium for a month free. And I've never had any desire to get YouTube Premium.
I never did either, but I got the 3 month too.
Yeah, the ability to just put on a live stream and then just have it in the background while you go on Twitter or Facebook or onto Chrome.
Oh,
I like that. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and the fact that that's gone now because I'm not going to pay £10. Or whatever it is a month. I'm not paying that. You know what I mean? So
I paid the first month for free. I still have it, and they never charge me again. I'm just not going to say anything. And whenever they take it away, they take it away.
It's all right, isn't it? The hell, we should have done that with me.
All right, I got to pass that message along to them. Say, I'll give Mike free months. Like you fucked up with me and gave me a few free months of that.
James says, every night when I go to sleep, I wish it was back in 1984. Yeah, I understand.
There should be a good list because the 80s are my favorite decade as well for horror.
Ben says, I can tell all my favorites of every subgenre from the 1980s. Zombies, Return of the Living Dead, slashers, Nightmare on Elm Street, Ghost, Poltergeist, Vampires, Fright Night, Werewolf, Howling,
Yeah.
How many of them will be
Pretty
in
much.
this list? I don't know.
I
We
think
might
the
not get a
Howling will
Howling movie.
definitely. I think Howling will be in it.
Maybe, might be.
Um,
I don't know. I say I don't know.
One of
I
the
don't know whether,
Friday movies should be in it. Friday 4, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how pretentious this list is. It could be like really pretentious and just have like a lot of like.
Like Skidamarink pretentious. Like,
Well,
have you
yeah.
seen that yet?
I've not seen. No, I've not seen.
I haven't either, but I'm really not looking forward to it. I'll check it out.
I've heard it's divisive, so
yeah, I gotta check that
I've
one
heard
out.
it's like a lot of nothing. So
Yeah, just like strange camera angles, like shooting on nothing, and like silent dialogue, and just very artsy. It sounds like, which I like some artsy movies, like Gaspar Noé's Enter the Void. It's a great movie, but this doesn't seem anything like that. So I'm not too excited to check it out. I remember Lauren saying on Twitter that it was pretty terrible.
Right, so let's just get this list started. I'll be out of the chat briefly while we do this. So, JT, if you can keep me up to rest with the chat. We'll just go down 10 by 10 by 10 by 10. So we'll do 50 to 40, or 50 to 41, and then we'll come back in the chat.
The thing better be number 1 or top 3 at least.
So they're letting us know straight away which hasn't made the cut. So we know Pumpkinhead. Well, I wasn't expecting them to make the cut. Tenebrae, the 13th original. That's a surprise. Pet Cemetery are just some of the ones that make the cut. And number 50, we have got Possession. Now, I've never seen Possession.
It's I saw it a long time ago, and actually, it came up on Prime today, and I was going to watch it, but then I didn't really feel in the mood for that movie.
Yeah, a lot of people rave about this film. A film I've never got round to seeing. I don't know why. It's not like overly. I mean, it's known, but it's not like one of those movies that is like synonymous with like early 80s horror. It's just
it's out there too. Like it's a pretty out there movie.
I know I did briefly check the first like 5 or 6 movies. So I know number 49. I have not seen number 49. That's something wicked this way comes. I've
heard of it.
I may have heard of this film, but I don't know if I have. I may have heard of it. I've definitely not seen it. That's for certain.
No, I haven't.
That thumbnail doesn't ring any bells at all. But
no, it's just a chick bleeding from her mouth with some guy. So that's all I could take from it.
Oh, that's Possession.
Oh, is that Possession? Okay.
Yeah.
That's how long ago I saw this.
Yeah, the one for this one is the young kid with a pair of glasses in a hall of mirrors. Yeah, I don't know what. I've not seen this film.
No, me neither.
Yeah, it doesn't even ring a bell. I don't even like.
Wasn't that a book or a story or something? Something Wicked This Way Comes. Yeah, I know it's a song also by Ice Earth.
This is probably a Disney movie. But it's not Disney Plus because they probably want you to forget about it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
48. Okay, so we got issues already. 48, Friday the 13th, Part 4. Okay, so we know Friday the 13th's not. Well, we know Friday the 13th's not on the list. So are we going to take it that this is the highest entry for the Friday the 13th movie? I would say it's probably so. Which is a shame.
Yeah, for sure. Especially Part 4 being the third one on the list.
I mean, unless they put 6 in there somewhere, but I doubt it. Yeah, I expected it to be higher. I expected a Friday the 13th movie to be higher. And if it's an 80s list, I thought we would have got something in the top 20. Because sure. I honestly can't. We know one's not in the list, so I think we can safely assume that this is probably the highest placing for. So it kind of makes me wonder whether we're going. So are we going to get a Halloween 4 in this list or Halloween 2?
I don't think we'll get. We'll get Halloween 4.
We'll get Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, we'll get that for sure.
But I haven't said that. Did they say it wasn't in the? No, they didn't say Nightmare on Elm Street. No, sorry.
No, it should definitely be there. Probably in the top 20.
See, here's a Hellraiser 2 ahead of Friday the 13th Part 4. No. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm not a fan
we're
of the
both not
Hellraiser
Hellraiser
franchise.
fans. Yeah,
No, I don't get that. And if they put Hellraiser 1 in there as well, I'm going to be pissed because, like, for me,
have two of
both,
them on the list.
No, don't be taking the piss. Number 46, Maximum Overdrive. It's a good film. I like it, but and I've got no issue with being number 46. But I can't understand why this would be ahead of Friday Part 4.
No, Friday Part 4 is my favorite slasher film ever made. So just the fact that it's this low.
And why is it ahead of the original Friday the 13th movie as well?
I have no clue. Couldn't answer that.
Why?
Maximum Overdrive? I
didn't expect
to see that on this list.
No, it's a bit of a random one. They do kill a kid, though, which we've got to say is like a ballsy move. You know,
the Blob better be high on here, too.
Well, we might see. I don't know. 45. No problems with Creepshow. I've got no issue with Creepshow. I'm surprised it's not higher. To be fair.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say Creepshow 2 is not on the list then.
It's just going to be probably Creepshow. Not. Creepshow should be higher too.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite anthology film.
Yeah, some of the big hitters have already gone, so kind of it's making me interested to see what's coming down the line.
Day of the Dead should be on here.
Well, yeah, that'll be there. Society.
Oh, hopefully. Society should be on here.
Yeah, I like Society.
Such a crazy.
I feel 44
scene, like orgy scene.
Oh, yeah. And it's the guy from Baywatch as well. You know, it's like,
yeah.
I think he was in Baywatch when they made this film as well. It's kind of like this was kind of like when he was doing Baywatch.
Yeah, because this was
so
89.
I can only imagine, when he came back to film in the new season of Baywatch, and it was like, what the fuck was that film you did? It's like, you know, you're meant to be in this family friendly TV show, and you've just
gone and then he goes to this.
Yeah.
I love everything Yosin has done, pretty much.
43, we have got Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I like Silver Bullet, but American Werewolf in London is better be higher than this.
Oh yeah, that'll be on there, high up.
You know what I mean? If this better not be the highest placed werewolf movie. Seriously.
No, there's not really any other one besides The Howling. Like, there's really not many other ones from the 80s. And those are like the two like highest regarded werewolf films. Like in the 80s. So I'm sure we'll get American Werewolf. Howling, maybe, but hopefully I like
Howling. Yeah, I'm not sure Howling will be there, to be fair. It's a lot of people love it, but a lot of people, you know, don't really have that much time for that franchise in general. But
no, the rest of them are not good at all. I don't even think I saw past the third one.
Okay, so this is they've got an issue with like early 80s slasher movies because this should be way higher.
My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah. I love this film.
It's not a favorite slasher of mine, but it's good. It's fun, and since they released it with the uncut kills in it, it's a lot better.
Yeah, I just got a lot of nostalgia for this film, and it's just like a comfort film for me. Like it's like a film I can go to sleep to. Almost.
We all got those. I think it's right where it should be 41. For me. On the list.
41 got Videodrome. I would place this higher myself. I think this is a top 20 movie.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's fucking Cronenberg. It's
arguably. I don't know where we're going to. Cronenberg's going to feature again in this list, probably with maybe The Fly, maybe Scanners. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of them. I don't.
To pick from, you know, like, and I'm sure they're going to try to stay to one or two films at the most per director.
That's just so we've got the first 10 out there. Let's go to the chat. Ben says everyone agrees 80s is the greatest decade of horror. Dan doesn't. Dan says we could be in the greatest decade, as in the 2020s.
I mean, only a few years in, but
yeah, we've got like another 7 years, but it's hard to tell. I mean, we don't know. I mean, I think everyone's agrees that the 80s was better than the 90s, though. I don't think anybody would cross the 90s as the greatest decade.
No, not at all. You know why? Because Scream's there.
Yeah. So Dan says Dan says I think 2000 to 2010 it's on a classic. I think what it is. I mean, I can't speak because Dan watches everything, so it's you've got to take into on board with Dan and the guys, the Flash Room Features guys. They watch everything that comes out, for every year. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not in a position to really question what because they watch everything. I cherry pick and I've never put myself on a pedestal as being any sort of means. I mean, I'm just a normal. I'm like a normie. To those, I'm like a normie. To those guys, I'm like a normie. And the people who just watch, 5 horror films a year, they're like normies to me. I'm kind of I'm just in the middle. I've never made any bones about the fact that I'm just I'm just a guy who likes old school slasher films and other various horror films. And I'm always prepared to check out new stuff and check out all the old giallo stuff. But I've always been honest. A lot of the stuff that I've checked out in the last 5-6 years has been stuff that I had no awareness of back in the day because it was before the internet. It was before the internet. You know what I mean? It's before the internet. I didn't know fuck all.
Yeah, you can't share how people feel about movies, recommend movies as easily.
I didn't know what a giallo movie was before the internet. No idea. That's you didn't get them in the video store in Liverpool. You just got the latest Halloween movie, the latest Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's but that's the thing about, and that's the great thing about the internet is luckily there's people like Dan who will watch everything, and then I can just pick and choose what they like, what they don't like, and I'll make a decision based on that because it's good to know that I mean. Probably, and I mean this is a compliment. Him and the Flesh Room guys, they'll watch the shit so we don't have to. If that makes sense, it's because I don't want to
watch a lot of shit too. So.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to spend my spare time watching really really bad horror films unless they're so bad they're funny. So if
there's a difference.
If people like Dan can watch a lot of this stuff for this channel and just say, well, this isn't worth watching. This we think is a really really fun movie. That's great, That's just
you get to hear more recommendations too.
Exactly.
Because since I started my channel, I usually try to keep up with most releases during the years, but since I started the channel and I'm just doing all going back to older decades and covering films from there, I've been falling behind this, especially last year with new releases. I caught up near the end of the year, but there's still a lot I got to see. I actually started a Saloon 2 days ago, but it was late and I fell asleep 20 minutes into it. Wasn't to do with the movie, so I'm excited to watch
that. Jamie says something wicked this week comes is fantastic. That's Prime Disney for me. It's probably one of the best Disney movies ever made. I hate Disney. That's saying something coming from me. Okay. It's based on a book series, apparently, says Ben. Ray Bradbury. Dan says, I love both, but my Hellraiser guy, so that's the win for me. James says, Hellraiser 2 is arguably better than the OG, but I love them both.
I like 2. I like 2 better.
I like both. I like Hellraiser 1 and Hellraiser 2. I've not got an issue with them. They're just not for me in terms of they're not top 50 movies of the decade for me. I'm always going to be, it's just not my thing. Anthony says Hellraiser 2 is fantastic. Dan says Maximum Overdrive is fun, but that would make my list. Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one for me, that. We've got Jess in the chat. What's up, mofos? What's up, Jess?
Cable Channel 11.
Yeah, Jess is a bit on my. He's like me and like you, GT. Never got into Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Hoping, Ben, if you're hoping the gate shows up, man, I hope. Yeah, it's not happening, man. The gate isn't going to be in this list. I don't think. I mean, the gate is a great movie, but I don't think it's going to be in this list. In all likelihood,
I mean, I'm trying to make more predictions here. Probably. I mean, I'd love to see like Argento's Opera or Phenomena on here, but I doubt it. If Tenebrae ain't on here, I'm doubting they'll be on there. But some Fulci might be on here.
Yeah, if fucking Shining's number one, I'm just gonna be pissed because it's
Oh,
so
you know it
predictable,
probably will.
so predictable,
Probably will.
and it just gets in at number in 1980 as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it just squeezed in.
Yeah,
for the decade.
This film school reject is a geeky site, so yeah. So who knows what's going to make this list?
Yeah. I mean, they're called film school rejects, so who knows what tastes and stuff and what they're going to throw on here.
For some reason, I can't switch Ben's Oh yeah, it's a bit slow tonight. Why is it taking so long to switch comments?
Yeah, with when you're scrolling through the list, it's taking like a few seconds for me to see the next one too.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It must be my internet tonight. It's so shit, the internet. I'm not going to switch it because last time I tried to switch the from one to the other, I end up getting locked out of your stream for fucking 40 minutes. So I'm not going to risk that one. So
it was me and Dave holding down the fort.
Yeah. So let's just jump back into the list. Okay.
Psycho 2 should be on this list for sure, Ben. If not, I'll be mad.
So number 40, we have got next page. The Lost Boys.
I know that's Nanette's like favorite movie of all time. It's fun. It's good. I never loved that movie.
I do. It is one of those like it's that movie which just like takes you back to being a kid. But I hope Near Dark is higher because I think Near Dark is the best vampire movie of all time. So if Near Dark isn't in this list, I'm going to be pissed. But I think Near Dark will be. I think Near Dark should be pretty high. From what I've seen so far, I think Near Dark is the sort of movie that they'll place.
Oh, there he goes. I was wondering, is Chad, do I sound all right? Am I breaking up or was Mike? Because it seemed like he was freezing up for me. And yeah, Dan, I hope some Fulci's near the top. The Beyond and City of the Living Dead for sure should be up high. What's up, Dr. Impossible? What's up, Griffin? Holding down the fort for Mike. Thanks, Jamie. That's what I thought. He kept scrolling down the list and then mentioning the name and he was breaking up. I'm like, I don't know what the hell we're talking about now. Dr. Impossible. I've seen that name around. How is everybody in chat tonight? Or whatever time it is where you guys are at? All right, so I don't know what to talk about without a list. So, oh, Jess, is that you? Cable Channel 11? I didn't even realize that was you.
Right, I'm back. Fucking internet.
There he goes.
Fucking internet, man. If anyone in the UK, talk, internet is fucking shit.
Yes, it is.
Do not
needs to be much better. It should be much better in 2023.
Twice now. I mean, this is 2 weeks. 2 weeks on 2 out of 3 weeks. I've been like just kicked off my own fucking stream. Oh, fucking shit. Okay, let's just get back into it. So number 40, Lost Boys. 39 got the this film fucking bores me to death. The Changeling.
Great movie.
Okay.
I remember you saying that you didn't care for it. Yeah, I remember you thinking that. I mean, you got
nothing happens in this. Nothing happens.
I like the atmosphere. I like the mood of it. It's a great little haunting movie. I wouldn't put it even on this list probably, but I like the movie for sure. I wouldn't put it on top 50 though.
That image there is like the most exciting thing that happens in the entire film.
Yeah, I can't see the list.
Okay. Can you not see the list?
No, I can't see it.
Okay.
I just see me and your
Oh,
beautiful
hang on.
face.
So have I not shared it? No, hang on. Sorry. Could you see the list earlier on?
Yeah, it was just
Okay.
moving like kind of slow.
Okay, so I need to. Sorry, I need to go back to present, don't I? Share screen. Sorry, You see it now?
Friday night. What's better? Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, so 39 The Changeling. I love this film. Cue the Winged Serpent. Look at that.
That's funny. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's set in New York as well.
Hmm.
There's like to put, if you want me to sell this movie to you anymore, in the opening 10 minutes, a window cleaner on the he's either on the Empire State. It's basically that big giant bird thing lives in the Chrysler Building.
Okay.
In the
I'm
top
sold.
in the top of the Chrysler Building, and it flies out and then just fucking attacks people. And there's a scene. I don't know whether guy just he's like a one of those high, those window cleaners, those skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And he's on like the fucking Empire State, whatever he's doing, and he's high up. And this pterodactyl T-Rex, whatever the fuck it is, basically attacks him and bites his head off. If that's not sold you on this film, then
I'm sold. I'm checking it out.
It's
sure.
It's an 80s classic. It's Larry Cohen as well, which is like there's a sign of quality for you.
I don't know why I never saw this movie then. So I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's the resurrected Aztec god terrorizing Manhattan. So it's highly realistic and
yeah, exactly. It's a documentary, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, it's such a fun film. 47 Nights of the Creep. Now about this, right? Okay, this film. I know you might.
I like
this film. I thought this film. I loved it when I was a kid, and then I rewatched it about 5-6 years ago. I love Tom Atkins in it because Tom Atkins is Tom Atkins, but
yeah, of course,
the pacing's a bit off.
I can see that.
It's not. It's not very well acted by the majority of the cast. It does have Jill Whitlow, who is the female lead, and she is like one of the hottest women I've ever seen in any movie ever. She's just like fucking next level hot.
Yeah, I remember.
So it's got her, and it's got. I'm only amazed that Tom Atkins didn't get it on with her. Because Tom Atkins was always getting on with the young girls in those movies.
It's like the Bond of horror movies.
Yeah, he was. Like Halloween 3 is like 55 or something, and he's just getting it on with like the sort of 25-year-old. I'm like, you fucking legend.
Yeah, Anthony, the stuff is awesome. Absolutely love the stuff.
That could be in this list.
Oh, for sure. I think it should.
Number 36. Seriously?
That's surprising, but I do like that movie.
I do like the film, but I never thought I'd see that.
I would have never thought it would be on the top 50.
Prom Night 1 is an 80s movie, so we're not going to get Prom Night 1, probably.
I don't really care for Prom Night 1. I like Prom Night 2 better, actually, than the first one.
Prom Night 2 surprised me because like Prom Night 2's got like full frontal nudity as well.
Yeah.
And I never thought I never thought I'd see that in a Prom Night 2 movie, but
I like this one better than yours, though.
I've never seen. Is there 4 of them? I've never seen.
I think there's 4 of them. I might have seen the 3rd or 4th one once, like so long ago. I don't even remember.
The remake's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I've seen the first 2. I've not seen 3 and 4. I don't think. Not that I remember, but yeah, 2 is a good time. Not sure I'd have it ahead of how, but like how in what universe is this film better than Friday Part 4?
No universe. like none at all.
Like
unless we're in a multiverse and every universe is different.
It does feel a bit like they're taking the piss a little bit with some of these choices.
Oh, I mean, Evil Dead 2 has to be on here and like high up.
Well, we haven't. Well, will we get Evil Dead 1 instead though? Maybe.
Yeah, probably, maybe, but I don't
Um,
know. A lot of people like 2 better than the
okay,
first
so
one.
this will please you. 35 Child's Play.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good spot for it.
But
Definitely
obviously, that is the
no
only
complaints.
it's the only Child's Play movie of the 80s, so we're not going to get any more.
Yeah,
I thought that might be higher, to be fair, just
yeah,
because
I
of
can.
what it started, the whole,
Yeah, the
you know what I
franchise and
mean?
everything with it,
Yeah, I thought it might have been higher.
and pretty much like the quintessential killer doll.
Well,
So
look at Megan. You know,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's a you can trace a direct line from this film to Megan, really.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why everybody's saying Chucky versus Megan and everything. And
Uh,
speaking of Megan, people in chat, if you've seen Megan, I have a date set up to interview the young actress who plays Megan.
it does.
Tuesday, the 31st. Still working on a time. I'll know a few days beforehand.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of the movie, don't miss that.
Mods recommended. Lots of mods. Or that could be turned into an awkward live stream.
Yeah, no, I need mods in there.
Could you not do it like pre-record it and then put it as a premiere?
I've been thinking that too.
Because
I'm gonna ask her mother. I'm gonna ask her mother just to be safe.
It's just how old's the girl who you're interviewing?
12. And her mom's sitting in the room the whole time. I made sure I talked to her mom. I said, I prefer you sit there.
If those bots
in this crazy world.
If those bots turn up in
that's what I'm worried about.
Like
XXX-rated girls.
We can't. We can delete them, but we're not that quick. It's still gonna,
gotta quicken up, buddy.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to her mom about that. Be like, we can either do it live, like it's. And I said already. I said we have a great community here and stuff.
Obviously,
you never know who it's gonna bring in and stuff.
That's the thing.
A big movie, and who knows what psychopath might come in there.
What I would say is a way around it. If because obviously if you do go live, you do run the risk of the sex bots. If you do pre-record it,
that's what I might do.
You don't get
the premiere
and you premiere, and then before you premiere, a good week or two before, you ask what questions you want us to ask.
That's the debate. Live, and you can have people ask questions to her, or pre-recorded. Yeah, and I'll just collect questions or something.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Pat? The cheetah is in the house.
Oh, Pat, man. So we got the stuff of 34.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the stuff. For it. Yeah, it seems about right,
Stuff is never enough. Stuff. That jingle gets stuck in my head all the time.
Yeah, it's Larry Cowan again. I do love the stuff.
That's why I'm surprised I never saw that crazy pterodactyl building movie. I like a lot of Cohen.
I'm hoping we're not going to see it, but have you ever seen Neo Maniacs?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's a great movie.
That should be in this list, but I don't think we'll see it.
Yeah, we already have 2 films from Cohen.
Number 30, we got Christine. I like Christine, but
I do too. But
I think it's slightly overrated.
Yeah, I think so too.
A little bit.
Even the book is all right. I read it once. That was it.
I think this was kind of like Carpenter's first misstep in terms of he was just on a run. Like everything he did was just turned to gold, and
for sure.
Whether it was box office or not, in terms of what we thought of what he did from 76 through to The Thing in 82, everything he did was just it's been proven looking back in hindsight, it's all been incredible. And a lot of people love Christine. For me, it wasn't up to the levels of what had gone before, but it's still a solid. It's a solid enough movie.
Yeah, and again, it's Stephen King, which I love Stephen King. So I just don't see it this high on, at least on my list of that this would be.
So here's The Howling at 32.
Yeah, I figured that would be on there.
Yeah,
I gotta watch The Howling again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, if that's 32, where's American Werewolf in London going to be?
That'll be higher. That'll be top 10.
Fucking better,
probably. Yeah.
When you were talking about, okay, so I'll jump back in the chat. Oh, so we've got one more movie to go, and then we'll jump back in the chat. So 31, we have got Little Shop of Horrors. Never a fan of this film, to be fair. I don't know, just wasn't for me.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. That's about it for
Yeah,
me. Like it's a movie I maybe saw twice, and I'm never rushing to throw it on like at all. So I mean, I could see it though. It's very popular. So I could see it being on here.
Let's go back into the chat before we get into the next 10 films. I think we've got Griffin in the chat. What's up, Griff? Okay,
I'm going to steal a page from Mike's playbook. Any of the new faces in here haven't subscribed to my channel? Feel free.
Yeah. Go over. I'm pretty sure everyone has subscribed to your channel on AGT.
Pretty much.
Oh, so if anyone not subscribed to my channel, which everybody probably is, what the fuck?
Yes,
my subs have just my subs have just like completely flatlined over the past 2 weeks. It was all. It's just like I've not budged like one iota in like about 2 weeks. It went up when you did that live stream, and I think I gained like 3 subs.
Yeah,
that was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, a lot. I immediately lost 3 subs after the stream I did with Dave and you.
Yeah, I've been going between 357 and 359, back to 7, back to 359.
And then I think I gained like 3 or 4 back, and then lost one. It's just like, and then since then, it's just like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It was going along nicely in terms of gaining subs, and then last couple of weeks, man. Maybe it's because it's January. I don't know. Maybe people just don't get. Maybe people just don't subscribe in January.
Maybe that's an unwritten rule or some shit.
I know that
no subscribing to new channels in January on YouTube.
I know that a lot of the big YouTubers don't earn any money in January, so they take the month off. A lot of them. I know. They've said. I know a lot of the big YouTubers. I know a lot of them said like in terms of like in terms of monetization and what they don't earn anything like what they get in the later on in the year. To what they get in
January. You got Halloween, which is
huge. January they don't get fuck all.
Through the holidays and in January, it's like that with so many things, retail and like businesses. Yeah. It's always low in January.
Dan says I love Society as well. I did an amazing Blu-ray set. Ben says film school. I think I've read that one, haven't I? Stephen King covered up a Me Too incident during Maximum Overdrive. It was Stephen King, the person who was doing the Me Tooing. Because Stephen King is insufferable on Twitter. He's such a preachy little bastard.
Why I don't follow him.
Oh my god! Don't follow your hero. Don't follow your heroes on Twitter. It's like Mark Hamill is just such an insufferable little bitch on Twitter. I can't bear the man.
That's why Jeffrey Combs is one of my favorite actors. And him on Twitter too is insufferable. Like just always with politics shit. And it's just like, oh man, I don't want to hear one of my fucking idols from the 80s like be just a dick like this. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe that's just his thing.
So I don't know what the incident was on. Dan maybe go into more detail about that one. Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf. Would Teen Wolf be classed as would that come under the umbrella of horror really? I don't know.
Yeah.
It may do. Anthony says Think King was under the influence during Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, King was under the influence during everything.
King was wasn't he a massive cokehead in the 80s? Like
cokehead, alcoholic.
I think pretty much everyone was.
Well, yeah, like he was like way out. Just look at him in Creepshow playing Jordy Verrill. Like he's fucking whacked in that, and it works to the character because he's supposed to be this goofy, like over the top character, but he is absolutely wrecked in that segment.
Dan likes the Bloody Valentine remake better than the original. That surprised me that. It is a decent remake.
I like the remake.
I liked it. It's not like it could have been a fucking disaster. We got the Fog remake around the same. That came out around the same time as the Bloody Valentine remake. The Fog remake was just insultingly bad. The Bloody Valentine remake was made with a bit of love and a bit of affection. I still prefer the original because it's just got that old school aesthetic to it. But I mean, I do like the remake. It's a bit like God. Do you know what the remakes in the mid 2000s? There was some damn good ones,
and then just a whole slew of terrible ones.
Yeah, there was. It was either Grace. It was fucking atrocious.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake in 2003 is excellent. I love that remake. I think it's the best remake out of all the classic slasher franchises. Maniac remake is one of my favorite remakes ever. Like, not even just in horror. And the Evil Dead remake are fantastic. And Suspiria. Those are like my 4 biggest favorite remakes from the 2000s onward.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Darren? I haven't seen Darren for a while. What's up, mate? Hey guys, no Tenebrae, so I'm guessing no Argento. Well, we might get Inferno. Inferno was 1980.
Inferno ain't going on this list.
Well, yeah, I'd be surprised.
Very surprised. Inferno is very underrated, even for Argento fans.
Yeah, if there's no Tenebrae, then highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely it's going to be an Inferno. But, yeah, what's up, Darren? Nice to see you on board, man.
Hoping for Opera, but I don't see Opera being on this either. Opera is one of my favorite Argentos.
Yeah, Ben says, do you feel Harry Warden could have been a franchise slasher? It is strange that they never went forward with the My Bloody Valentine films.
Yeah, made sequel to it.
81, that was a perfect time to really go forward. And, the slasher films were a big thing right up until the mid 80s. So it is surprising that it never happened. There may be reasons why, I don't know. Maybe Dan knows something I don't know. I mean, it just seems it seems like an odd thing that they didn't really try and. I mean, I don't know how much money it did compared to Halloween 2 dropped that year. So did Friday 2. So I don't know if
Friday 2, The Burning.
I don't know if they were maybe there was just two. It was just full.
Too many slasher films.
This people have only got so much money. If they're going to be going to see Halloween 2, Friday 2, The Burning,
it's Graduation Day. That one I don't care for at all. There was a whole bunch of them.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, nothing. The only good thing in that is Christopher George. Which I love and everything.
So Dan says, I think I'm assuming he's talking about Stephen King. He cornered the reporter and channeled his inner Weinstein during an interview. He managed to bury it. So I'm guessing the reporter was female.
Yeah.
Although it could have been male. We don't know. I'm not going to assume. No. Could have been gender fluid. I mean, I don't know.
Could have. Even any of those woke terms nowadays.
Video Drum definitely makes my list.
I mean, we're talking about Stephen King, who wrote a child orgy.
Yeah.
So who knows what this fucking guy was into when he was all whacked out.
Ben says 90s is the greatest decade in everything but horror movies. Yeah, you'd not be wrong there, man. Darren says, My Bloody Valentine being so low has got me worried that The Burning. I don't think The Burning is going to be on this list.
That's a crime if it's not.
It should be, but I just don't see it. We might be surprised.
The ones I'm just hoping are high up are Reanimator, Day of the Dead, The Thing, obviously, The Blob.
The Thing could be number 1.
There's a lot. There's a decent amount that should be in the top 15, if not 10. Psycho 2.
Oh, that's one. That's one that might fly under the radar. Maybe, I don't know. 90s director video was pretty awesome. I watched the Rutger Hauer movie the other day, which I've not seen since I was a kid, called Wedlock. But he's kind of attached to he's got a prison. He's attached to. It's one of those early 90s director video movies, which just at that time, it was just there were so many what would you class as future sci-fi? What they imagined the future would look like in the early 90s.
Yeah, it's funny.
And it's just it didn't really work out like that, did it?
No, it still doesn't to this day.
Yeah,
all those sci-fi films that are imagining 2000 and stuff, just floating cars and shit all over the place. It's we can't get nowhere near it.
It's just it's just
nowhere near that technology.
No. Whether we ever will, I don't know.
Probably not. Not in our lifetime.
Not in our lifetime, no. Particularly in the action genre. My favourite Cronenberg. Jess says Team Wolf with Michael J. Fox film Videodrome was good.
Doctor, that's funny.
James says Dan sifts through the shit so we don't have to. Lol. Brilliant. Bless you, Dan. You're out there doing the good works. I don't like to sell torture. And Dan says we have another erotic thriller show coming up soon. Man, that kills the views, man. And I mean kills in a good way, because they did like a body chemistry. Was it body chemistry you did? It was like a Shannon Tweed special. It's just like the fucking views were like what 2,000-3,000 views. It's like there's a lot of dirty little perverts out there who just want to watch all that shit. So well, we'll come back to the. There's too much chat going on. I'll jump back into it in a minute. Let's just get back to the list.
Chat. You matter, even if Mike wants to rush through you.
So I've removed that. So add to stream. Hang on. So you'll have to let me know. Can you see this list now?
Yes. It's going much better now.
So you can see number 30.
Razorback.
Yeah. Okay, we're all good. Yeah, love this film. Love Aussie horror films. Love Aussie films.
A lot of fun.
General. Yeah,
very fun movie.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this film until this. Well, it wasn't on my radar then. Thinking about 80s movies.
Yeah.
But then when it popped up, I'm like, yeah, absolutely deserves to be there.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it too until I just saw the name. That is a fun film.
Doesn't he kill a bit? Aren't babies killed in this film as well? Doesn't like the Razorback kill like little babies? I'm sure it does.
I think so. Yeah. Right. And it was something in the 80s with like taking the risk of killing kids, like in The Blob.
Yeah.
And they kill that kid in the sewer or whatever.
Didn't care.
Like, no, it's like, why not push it that far?
Number 29, we've got The Blob. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
we got The Blob. We got The Blob. That seems like
I brought it up to the next one.
It seems like a fitting place for this film. To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 29 seems about right.
Yeah, 19. That's fine for it.
I love those. Give me a movie set in the it is set in the 80s. Obviously, it's a remake of the 50s film, but like small town America, which is something I can't relate to. But I do like to think. I just love those sort of small town American movies with that sort of like 50s feel to it, though. Like it's.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? It's like
you should watch Twin Peaks, man.
I do. Well, I've watched the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks, but I never watched
the Return. Is phenomenal.
Yeah, I never watched the 3rd season, but
the Return is like straight up Lynch. Like it loses kind of the soap opera feel of the first 2 seasons and just goes all out Lynch, like craziness.
Okay,
amazing.
So number 28, we got Phenomena.
Hey, we got Argento.
Yeah. I've not seen Phenomena.
Damn you, Mike.
I'm so far behind on Argento films. I've seen the Animals trilogy, Suspiria, Tenebrae, and Inferno, and I am making my way to the rest of them.
That's most of it. I mean, Deep Red, you have to say.
Yeah, I haven't seen Deep Red.
And and Opera. From all the 70s and 80s films up to Opera, I consider just masterpieces. Like, I think that guy has, like Carpenter, how he's saying, just the string of movies that he just kept coming out with that were just epic. I think Argento has him beat, honestly, from Bird with the Crystal Plumage through Opera, all excellent 2 masterpieces. Like, I don't know many other directors who have that track record. Maybe Bava. Fulci definitely doesn't. He falls off a bit. I mean, so did Argento with Dracula and all his terrible 90s movies. But good to see an Argento on this list. Gives me hope Opera might show up, but who knows?
That might be just the only movie from Argento on this list. I think putting it there, that's probably like the only. They're just doing a decent thing and putting an Argento movie in there. I can't see Opera getting in this list.
No.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space 27. What?
I could agree with that. That's such a fun fucking movie. I can see, and there's so many huge fans of this movie too. Like, what a cult following this has. And they got the video game coming out, or did it come out? Or it's coming out soon, something like that. They're making a video game based off the movie, so I could see it this high, like just from how it's just such a cult classic.
Yeah, I would put it like further down the list, maybe.
I wouldn't put it this high for me, but I can definitely see it being here.
Number 26, we've got Fright Night. I think this movie's overrated.
I've never cared for Fright Night.
I like 2 more than 1. I don't know. I don't know how much of a popular opinion that is, but I think 2 is a more enjoyable film than 1. 1 just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I never cared for Fright Night.
I can see why people love the film.
Fun, but just not for me.
Yeah, I just prefer 2, which definitely won't be on this list. But yeah, I something about 1 just never clicked for me.
Yeah.
Number 24, 25. Oh, Pieces.
Yeah. Oh, right. Hell fucking yeah, Pieces.
Oh, I wasn't expecting Pieces, to be fair.
I wasn't, but it was one of my favorite slasher films. So
yeah,
I will definitely take it. And at 25, for sure. Bastard! What a
Bastard!
Great fucking movie. There's no movie like that one with the fucking craziest ending in a movie ever, man. That's so funny. It's such a great film. It's almost like a Spanish giallo slasher. Yeah. Like if it was a Spanish film. But I don't think the director even did anything after. I know he did like a Mystery Science Theater like movie that they made fun of his, the Pod People, something like that, and then this movie, and then I don't think he ever did anything again. But thank God he did Pieces, and there's the Evil Dead.
Yeah, 24. So I think we might not get Evil Dead 2 because they might just lump it as being, it's World 1 and the same, and it's just a remake of the original. Yeah. So I think we'll probably just get this one and not 2. Well, I'm okay with that. I'm not the biggest fan of the Evil Dead franchise, to be fair.
I love it. Really... It's one of my favorite franchises, and it's one of the few franchises that is perfect for me. Like never a bad entry. So I'm hoping Rise is good, because if not, it's going to ruin a perfect track record with Raimi and the whole Evil Dead universe.
Yeah, prepare to get ruined. That's all I'll say. It might be good. I don't know. We'll see.
Hoping. I haven't watched any trailers as usual. So.
This is a surprise. Prince of
Darkness. That is a surprise. And I will take it.
I will take that. I love this film.
I love it too. That and Too Bad in the Mouth of Madness is from the early 90s. But that would be, I put that even higher for Carpenter than Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, I did not. So if this is 23, we're surely going to get a Halloween movie higher. Yeah. I mean, it's either going to be 2 or 4. It's not going to be fucking 5, is it?
No, it's not going to be 5. It better not be 5. No, the stupid cops with the stupid circus music playing and the sound effects. I don't know what they were thinking with that. The only thing I can think of, and I mentioned in my video on it, is that something messed up with the sound and they had to cover it up. So they just added in this stupid sound effects and stuff. It's the only thing I can think of besides it just being an absolutely terrible decision by whoever decided to put it in. Absolutely awful.
Oh, say we got Dream Bodies at 22.
I'll take that.
So I think you know what? I actually think we might get 1 and 2 in the top 20.
I would love to see 2.
I think it's a possibility.
It's my favorite in the series.
I just think with two and all the sort of like undercurrents to it, it might just on this website might just get a mention.
Well, that's actually a stipulation for talking to Jack Shoulder, the director. Gareth interviewed him a few months ago. So I emailed him a month ago or so. He just got back to me. And he said that he just got back from a convention all weekend talking about Nightmare 2. So he's like, I'm all talked out right now, but hit me up in a month and we'll set something up. Yeah. But he also directed Wishmaster 2, which I adore, and Alone in the Dark with Donald Pleasance, and a few other things. So I'm definitely excited to get him on the channel.
And 21, we have got The Fog. Oh, I love The Fog. So
a lot of Carpenter.
So we got, is that the second Carpenter on the list, or is that we've had this and we've had Is that they did only 2? They did only 2.
Why do I remember there being another one?
Oh, we had Christine as well.
Christine, okay.
So we still not got a Halloween movie, but we're not going to get a John Carpenter Halloween movie because they weren't John Carpenter movies. So
I don't think we're going to get Halloween, obviously, like at all, like in none of them.
We're going to get obviously going to get The Thing as well from Carpenter, so that's going to be 4
better be top films.
3. Let's just jump back in the chat. Yeah, John Carpenter's killing it in the 80s in terms of this list.
Oh, I mean, he just alone, Carpenter having 2 films that are in my top 3 films of all time. Like, it's saying something right there. The Thing and Halloween. Like, unbelievable the career that guy had up until he fell off.
Dan says you'll see some Fulci near the top, I'm sure.
I'm hoping. You and me hope, Dan.
What's up, Dr. Impossible? Nice to see you in the chat.
Indeed.
I can't bear lists. It's divisive, unsettling, pissing films against other films, director against director. This is better than that, man. I sent a list of the best Scream films coming on.
I won't comment. Won't comment.
Chris says hello, everyone. You sound good, JT. Has Scanners or Dead Rings appeared on this list? No, not yet, Chris.
Scanners should be on here.
Yeah, I would expect it to be.
Or The Fly. Scanners or The Fly should be another Cronenberg on here.
What would your top 5 be? We'll put that to the people in the chat. I'll probably.
Have chat put your top 5s in there, and then when we hit 5s, me and Mike will guess.
Griff, I guess Griff said, "Could you put the list on the screen?" Was that just
that was when?
Yeah. Okay. Change should be top 10 in my opinion. I'm in the minority. Yeah. Fuck the Changeling.
That's funny.
Larry Cohen almost always delivered. He certainly did. Griff adores the Changeling. Where's Lorne, by the way, Dan? I'm gonna have to have a word with Lorne. I've not seen this is like my third stream now, and I've not seen Lorne in the chat.
I remember in the group on Twitter him saying that he's been busy with some stuff.
I don't care whether Lorne's busy. He needs to make time for
get his ass in here.
I don't care.
Wake his ass out of bed. Hey, Chris. Good to see you.
The ambulance is going to still look film. Probably get one Fulci's Hope. It's House by the Cemetery. I don't think we're going to get a Fulci movie. Personally,
I like House by the Cemetery, but it's not in my top 5 Fulci.
Anthony says The Stuff is my favourite Larry Cohen film. We need more Dino movies. I'm a fan of Cohen's It's Alive trilogy. Prom Night 2 is a kick-ass film. Yeah, it is. It is. It's such a random one to make it into the top 30 now.
And you know what's funny? The other night, or like a week ago, who knows? I've been catching up on rest, but I woke up to Prom Night 2 auto playing, on Tubi. Well, you guys don't have Tubi.
No.
But on Tubi, it auto plays another movie afterwards, and I woke up like right near the end of Prom Night 2. I was like, oh shit, I should rewind that and watch it, but I didn't. So.
Have you ever it's like when you're in like a sort of like a deep sleep, not like a deep sleep, you're in like a sleep and the TV's in the background and you're kind of asleep, but the whatever's playing on the TV
melds into your dream.
It melds into the dream, and you can hear like the dialogue. It's so
it's surreal.
Yeah,
it's really definitely freaky.
It's Alive. John P. Ryan, like I'll never put a bad baby down. Jess says Prom Night 2 is a lot of fun. 1 and 2 are both great in different ways. I suppose 2 benefits from not having like a 5-minute dance off with Jamie Lee Curtis. It's just like what was the point of that? That was just like talk about make padding time out. It's like, well, we've got to make it like an 85, 90-minute movie. Well, we've only got enough for like 80 minutes. What should we do? We'll just have like a dance off.
It reminds me
7 minutes.
It reminds me of Graduation Day. That there's the band playing for like that 10
fucking
minutes.
Song, man. That fucking song went on forever.
10 minutes it goes on, and it's just there's no good kills.
It's actually it's actually a decent that tune etched its way into my fucking brain when I was watching that movie, because it's like, you know what, this song isn't actually that bad.
No, it's not. But it just goes on forever.
But I tell you what other movie does that as well, and it's actually a decent tune. I only watched it New Year's Eve, New Year's Evil.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
I've never seen that film. And I'm like, I'm gonna watch that film New Year's Eve. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna find it. It was on YouTube.
That was my plan for New Year's Eve. I was gonna do that.
I was like, this film, really good copy on YouTube. Just put it on, watched it, and the band, the play. It's like, this is a fucking tune. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah,
I like
there's
the
some good
really
stuff in
the funny thing about that film is as well is like at the opening like sort of like scene is like these pricks just like going down like the Vegas. I think no, where was it? LA. They were in LA, I think.
there. Yeah.
And they're just going down like some strip in LA, and they're all just being douchebags in this open top car, being offensive, being rude to people, whatever. And like they had nothing to do with the film. I thought this was going to be
Yeah,
all
they're
like,
just like completely different characters you never see
yeah.
again. Like,
I thought, right, well, that guy's going to get killed first. She'll be the final girl. She'll be like the one who gets killed second. And then I was like, oh, these just people in an audience watching a band, and they're completely irrelevant to the rest of the film. I was like, well, I didn't see that coming. It's like,
yeah, no, I haven't seen it in years, but I got it. It's fun.
it's
It's just
fun.
what
Yeah,
I look for in a slasher film, which I'm sure you're the same way, and a lot of people who are slasher fans, is good kills.
Yeah.
Like I can't enjoy a slasher movie like and love it if there's no kills, like if there's no on-screen kills, or just like a throat cut is not a kill to me. That's just, you've seen it so many times. It's just a little bit of blood. Blood isn't gore to me, and like there's a lot of those 80s slashers that just are like that don't have any good kills to them. And that just is the whole reason I love slasher films. It's a big reason why Sick didn't work for me, besides being by Kevin Williamson. But no kills in that movie, like worthwhile at all.
Okay, let's jump in the chat. Jess says Child's Play will be higher on my list, but then again, if we are ranking individual 80s slasher sequels separately, maybe a different story. Dr. Impossible, not happy with the Blob by the looks of it. The Blob, please.
We got it.
Or was he saying the Blob, please? I don't know how far back this list is going. This chat is.
I think that's what he was saying about. Hopefully, let's get the Blob.
Okay.
So we got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless he's saying the Blob, yeah. Please. Like,
I know. Oh, well, that's why I wasn't sure.
Like
I wasn't entirely sure. You don't get the context when we've just let us on. Yeah. Yeah, you have mods in the room.
Yeah, no, thanks, Matt.
Tom Holland has to nab the number 2 spot of everyone's favourite vampire film, Fright Night. Well, unfortunately, that's not happened. Dress to Kill and Blow are both fantastic movies, but I don't know whether they would really come under the. Don't think they come under the horror. They're more like thrillers. I wouldn't really class. Blowout certainly is a thriller. Dress to Kill, more of a thriller. There's definitely horror elements to it, but both fantastic movies. But I mean, Blowout especially for me. John Lithgow in that film is fucking terrifying.
John Lithgow is fucking phenomenal in everything.
Yeah,
I adore that man.
I enjoy Christine, even though John Carpenter's heart wasn't in the film. Carpenter mentioned that this was a paycheck film for him. Even taking the paycheck, he's still knocking out quality movies. It did show a little bit because it's not up there. You go from The Thing in '82 to Christine, but you're only working with the material you're given. And I know it's a Stephen King story, but there's only so much you can do with a killer car. It's difficult to
and it's not even a great Stephen King story. Like for me at least. Like I can think of 20, 30 books by him that are better than Christine for me.
Jess says, I like these movies just fine, but Child's Play is for sure better than the last few. This list is pushing it. Best time to get fast food is January low lines anywhere. This is a tired list.
That's because all the people who are eating the fast food in January die. So there's no lines.
Dr. Impossible says,
you would be next.
I remember the days when The Thing was show no love. It wasn't show much love back in the day. Hardly anyone cared, but big hardcore fan the early 80s, yeah. Makes you wonder, like...
I'd love to meet those critics who didn't care for that movie. Because, Jesus, man. It's my favorite film ever made.
30 years from now, people will be questioning you, JT, on your dislike of Halloween Ends and saying, how could you dislike that film? It's 30 years from now, it's going to be classed as a modern classic. And they're going to be looking for those old critics, and they'll be like,
they're going to be praising your love for it too. They're going to say that guy Mike, man, Real Fifth Beatle, he absolutely loved this film, and now it's a classic.
I adore that movie. Adore this film.
Oh, for sure.
Dan says Hills of Eyes, another remake. I mean,
that I agree with that. Then
they're very close. I would say that's probably the closest remake to being better than the original. That and Dawn of the Dead, I think, are two of the closest.
Dawn of the Dead remake is great too. I should do
the alternate original end of the Little Shop is epic. I've never seen it. The original,
doesn't the plane. Doesn't what the hell's her name? Something too Audrey too. Doesn't she like eat the nerdy dude or something like that? Who cares? Fucking, I'm not big on that movie.
Is Stephen King even alive? His skin almost looks ashen grey. Does he pump formaldehyde through his veins? I think Stephen King maybe is on. What's that? What's that? You're going like deep into conspiracy theories. There's like this idea that the Hollywood elites are like adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Have you heard of adrenochrome?
Yeah, adrenochrome.
It's like the
it's in the pineal gland in your brain.
Yeah, it's like traumatized kids. They take it's far out. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to get my channel pulled. But it's just out there, man. It's just so.
Yeah, it is. They use that in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Johnny Depp mentioned.
Johnny Depp taking drops of it, and he's just completely fucked out of his mind. I love that. I love that movie.
Blood of Heroes is another great book of horror flick from that era. His fight with the naked female kickboxers in Red Line is pretty legendary. So he's done Body Chemistry and Indecent Behavior so far. I've got a few recommendations for those 90s Mirror Images. Do the Mirror Images. I think it's a trilogy with Shannon Weary. Definitely do that, Dan. I'll definitely be on board for that one. Yeah, the body chemistry video is at 6,000 views.
Wow,
it just goes. I think our next live stream should be about like 90s softcore porn. I think that might
that's cool.
We'll stream it. We'll dual stream it on your channel and my channel, so we can just rake it.
Yeah, there you go. I just realized too when I made my when I did the video on the first Saw, I put torture porn in the title, and then when I check like the searches, it's porn. That people are looking for. So it's like, all right, just put porn in the title of all your videos from now on. Fucking people will be looking for that. And who's looking for fucking porn on YouTube? I don't know. Apparently, a lot of people.
Okay, back to the. Can you see the list now?
Yes.
Okay, so we're getting pretty business end now. We've got 20. We've got The Beyond. I know you love this film. Not a big fan of this film.
Masterpiece. I keep forgetting I gotta watch Blur that Lauren sent me, the USB with a bunch of movies. Okay. And there's Blur is apparently like a sort of prequel to The Beyond. It's like very Fulci-esque, so I keep forgetting I gotta watch that. But masterpiece of a movie for me.
Number 19, we've got The Hit. Oh, I love The Hitcher so much.
I figured this would be high up too.
Yeah, adore this film. I just love the ambiguity of John Ryder. He's like it's almost like he's got a bit like a Michael Myers character. He has a
mystique to him, but a different one. You know,
he's more human than Michael, clearly, because
he can. It's not like he's like like a Terminator, like Michael. Can't die.
But it's just and the whole. I love that. Is it weird? Is it like Arizona or like wherever it's set? That just
something in the west, in the southwest.
I do love those. That setting for like road movie. If it's gonna give me a road movie, like place it in that sort of vicinity, I'm just like down for that. You know.
Yeah.
I just love that.
That's a fun. That's a great one.
I mean, just so good, so good. 18. Oh my God, yes.
I'd put Slumber Party Massacre 2 higher. I like it more than the original. I adore that movie.
Can you see the thumbnail?
Yes.
Does she look a little bit like masculine? Is that just me? She reminds me
you and your hatred for the woke culture.
No. She looks a bit like she reminds me of Miss. She reminds me of Miss Man from Scary Movie.
Yeah, actually, I can see it now.
If she bulked up a little bit, she's just got like a sort of bit of a square jawline.
I can't tell what his shirt.
One of the greatest shower scenes of all time.
Yeah, and Brink Stevens is great.
Hey, listen. If there's one movie that goes against the woke culture, it's this film.
Oh yeah,
I can only imagine. I'd love to put this film on in front of a bunch of whinging, crying, fucking SJWs and say, just a bit, like a bit like fucking what's the 70s movie, the Kubrick film? The English film with Malcolm McDowell.
Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange. Like, force their eyes open, and then just pump this film to them 24 hours a day and go, this is a fantastic movie. This is a fantastic. Just like, no, I hate this film. This is terrible. This is.
And I'm pretty damn sure that the first, like the trilogy of all three of the Slumber Party Massacres were the first horror movies, like the first horror series to be written and directed by women.
Yeah,
and like all three of them.
Did she write it as like a feminist movie?
Yeah, kind of. But kind of like reversing.
They turn the table. They turn the tables on the bad guy. Well, some of them do. Obviously, some of them get killed, but
Yeah, it wouldn't be a massacre without.
Exactly.
Without that.
But and they did. I've not seen the remake from a couple of years ago. Apparently, it's a bit. It's not great.
I still haven't seen the remake. I don't want it to ruin my great memories of this movie.
Yeah, I've not heard good things about it.
But I love Slumber Party Massacre too, which is such an unpopular opinion. But that guitar drill is one of the movie props I'd kill for. Like as a guitarist and as a fan, I would love that. See, I was hoping this would be on there, and damn well should be.
Halloween 17. I watched this the other day again, just randomly.
I do that often. I throw on just random movies I love and just relax and watch.
One of the best soundtracks to any horror movie of all time. This is
great.
So good, man.
Carpenter's score is amazing.
Tom Atkins, obviously 50 years old, getting on for 23-year-old, however old she was.
Connell Cochran. Everything about this movie.
Like a dad had died about 2 days before. And within a day or two, she's just getting into bed with Tom Atkins. She's probably not much younger than her dad.
She's completely over it.
Yeah.
But it was such a big risk for them to do this movie after the first two. And I'm so glad they did, even though how hated it was at first. Look how with this right here, at what number 17 it was, or 18, something like that. 18, how much of a cult following and that reappraised this movie was over the decades.
Love the film. Love this film so much. 16 House. This is turning into a pretty damn fine list, I will say.
Yeah, I can't complain with most of it.
I completely forgot about House as well.
House is even being in the list. Story is great too. The second one.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen 4. I think I've seen the first 2, obviously.
I've seen the first 2. I think I saw 3. I don't think I saw 4.
I think they made. Did they make more? Did they make 4, or did they just go on to
I think they kept like in Italy or in other countries. They kept how they'll make films and tie them to a series that has nothing to fucking do with it. I think that's what they did with House. I'm pretty sure there was 3 or 4 more after that, but weren't really House movies that they just tied them to.
Okay, another film I think is overrated. Return of the Living
Dead. I never cared for it.
No, I don't care for it at all.
No, I get it. I get why people love it.
Yeah,
it's definitely a classic.
I know Christian. I think this is Christian's favorite horror film of all time, and I don't get it.
Echo too is one of his favorites. He loves Return of the Living Dead.
I watched 3 again recently, and that was just again. I was like, oh, this is just not.
It just doesn't work for me. No. It's like zombie films.
14, The Fly. So there's another Cronenberg. So we might get Scanners in the top 10, I think. The Fly. I need to rewatch The Fly. I haven't seen this for the longest time. I think I saw this film.
Watched it last year.
The late 90s, probably. I was last watched this film.
maybe even sooner than that, like a few months ago or so. I saw it recently, like semi-recently again, and it just holds up like always. Like just the practical effects of this movie would definitely make my top 10.
Yeah, a lot of these, like a lot of the Corona bit, it's like like TV in the UK, like whatever you're watching. A lot of these like older films will pop up on like TV. Like the Cronenberg films never like pop up.
No,
they never pop up. So to watch them again, you've got to like hunt them down because sometimes you just like lying in bed and a film will come on. And I'll just watch it. But
yeah,
Cronenberg films never like
that's
never pop up.
That's why I didn't get into Cronenberg until my early to mid-teens or so, because from like 5, 6, 7 for Halloween, Friday the 13th, and stuff. Those were on TV all the time, Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff. So those were all like the first films in horror that I got into. But yeah, you never saw Cronenberg films on cable TV.
Right. Okay. We've got problems now because Aliens at number 13 for me is just utterly ridiculous. This should be for me. If they're going to class Aliens as a horror film, then this should be number one. This should be number one for me. This is for me. If they regard an Aliens as a horror movie, then this is the best horror movie of the 1980s, hands down. For me personally,
I love Alien. I've never seen any of the others. As shocking as that may be.
What? Sorry, say it again.
I've never seen Aliens or Aliens 3 or any of that.
You've never seen this film?
Nope.
You've never seen Aliens?
I've never seen Aliens. As shocking as it may be. Never seen it.
Can you just go? Can you just like after this stream? Can you just go and watch Aliens?
I'll do a few. Please, if I can find it streaming, I'll watch Aliens.
It'll be streaming anywhere. It'll be on any torrent site.
I will do it for you, my friend. I will watch Aliens tonight if I can find it.
Do you know what?
Which I'm sure it's everywhere.
But
I'm just not a big sci-fi person. Even for Alien itself, it's a classic. It's a great movie, but it's not a film I'd ever throw on. Like,
don't let Lorne get into your head because Lorne thinks that Jason X is better than this film.
Well, I don't let Lorne get in my head with a lot of things. So.
Well, it's just, because he's not a fan. He's not the biggest fan of this film either. But for the most people, this is like one of the greatest movies of all time. And
yeah, Jamie, I do. It's like everybody has those few classic movies that you just never get to. That was one of them.
From Beyond is ahead of Aliens. What the fuck?
Well, until I see Aliens, I can deal with that. I love From Beyond.
Look, I'm all down for like
Stuart Gordon classic.
Look, I'm all down. I like From Beyond. I'm all down for Barbara Crampton in like bondage gear or getting it on, but
that's so great.
It's not better than Aliens. I'm sorry, but number two, this list is just. I'm liking this list because it's just all over the place.
It is. It's nothing like I expected it would be.
It's all over the place, and yet The Shining will still be number one, unfortunately.
I'm thinking no. I'm thinking The Shining might not be number one.
Okay, let's get to number 11.
Probably in the top 3.
Oh, Demons, number 11. Fucking hell, man.
Lamberto Bava.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Italian influence to this list.
Yeah.
To put Demons at number 11.
I mean, would I put it at number 11? No, but I adore Demons and Demons 2, and everything Lamberto Bava and Mario Bava has done. So I can absolutely see it on the list, just not this high.
It's funny because I'm getting the chat now just from like 5 minutes previously, and then like the predicting. Like Dr. Impossible says, I want the Hitcher. You got the Hitcher. Then Darren says Demons.
Yep. Well, I saw his comment too a little bit ago, and I said I was going to say I'm hoping he's right. Hoping we see Demons on you.
Sean Hudson wrote the book Slugs, which
Slugs. That's the other movie the director of Pieces directed.
Yeah,
right?
I've got a couple of Sean Hudson books. He's an English guy. Yeah, his books are like out there in terms of gore, like fucking crazy amounts of gore. Frippen says the original Fright Night is okay. He says, I enjoy Prince of Darkness. It's the only Carpenter film that I'm shocked that Lorne dislikes. I thought Lorne. I didn't know Lorne didn't like that one. I was going to say, Dan says he doesn't think he hates that one. Ian, Dr. Impossible says Evil Dead Rise has a nice diverse cast. woke, but the gore factor will be heightened, but not on par with the masterclass original. Griffin says The Fog is my second favorite John Carpenter film behind Escape from New York.
I love The Fog, but it wouldn't crack my top 5 Carpenter.
It'd be maybe about 4 or 5. Obviously, Halloween, Thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
In the Mouth of Madness, They Live, Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China. Those would all be ahead of it for me.
Yeah, we got Chris in the chat. What's up, Chris? Lord mentioned to me that the 2 popular films that he doesn't like are Prince and Darkness and The Mouth of Madness.
I'm surprised he doesn't like In the Mouth of Madness.
We've got
such a great film.
So we've got Mikey in the chat as well. What's up, Mikey?
Hey, Mikey.
Hello, it's your favorite American local chicken from Georgia. On GTA. Not having a couple of Fulci films at the minimum is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, City of the Living Dead should be up here. House by the Cemetery should be on here. And Zombie was 79, so Zombie wouldn't be on here.
Chris says Prom Night suffers from that only one gore shot, which is usually a severed head. Problem that a lot of early 80s slashers had.
Yeah. That's why I don't care for it much.
We've got Cliff in the chat as well. What's up, Cliff?
Hey, Cliff. How you doing, man?
Lord not liking Dawn always surprised me. Dr. Impossible says Halloween Ends can strangle itself. That is a Devices film. My vomit bag was full after watching that film.
That's funny.
Yeah, I
sure.
I put it. I don't know I put it in the private DMs on I think for Lorne's book, and because my wife hadn't seen any of the Halloween trilogy, and I put them on all in one back to back, all in one day. She liked 2018 a lot. Kills, she kind of thought the ending was stupid, and she's like doesn't know anything about horror movies really. She's just like a normie, you know. She doesn't like. She's not a critic in any way, and she questioned the end of Kills, where he just like gets beaten to death almost, and then just fights back and just disappears.
Honestly, I erased that whole trilogy from my memory as soon as like we finished talking about Ends a few weeks after it released.
And then for Ends, she just went, "That was fucking stupid." That was like literally that was her reaction. That was stupid, you know. Because she was picking up on stuff that I picked up on, and like a lot of people picked up on, and I didn't think she'd pick up on it because she's not really into it. And she was just like, you know, she was like all the little aspects of the movie that didn't work. She was kind of like, yeah, and she even said, you know, I didn't like put it into her head, but she went, yeah, it started out as this like nice town, you know, nice friendly town, and then it just went to shit, you know, and it does, like, literally in the space of 4 years, it goes from being this nice suburban town to like just this
like an atomic bomb dropped
like,
on the
in a
on
city hellhole or something.
Yeah, no, it's so weird.
Chris says Ends is the last great Halloween film since 3. Okay, good. That's definitely number one. Well, I don't know what point we were there. But we're approaching the top 10 now, T.
Yes.
The morgue scene is. I think is he referring to From Beyond there with the morgue scene?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, and that is a phenomenal scene.
Ben says best thing about Ends is hopefully it's the end of the 24/7 talking about Halloween and Michael Myers. Every live stream spending time on it is even if it's off topic.
Yeah, I'm trying that happens with Scream 6 too.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to invite you on for my special Scream 6.
I'll join just for you.
2-hour-long discussion. Can't escape Halloween tube.
No, you cannot.
I didn't hate it, but I hate the endless talk about fucking Halloween. There are other movies out there.
Yes, and many better ones.
Big T says, hopefully that franchise takes a much better. Yeah.
It needs to. We don't get a Halloween until like 2040 something, I'm fine with that. Like, absolutely.
House is better than House. If better than H3, this angers me. Halloween 3, second best in the franchise. At Halloween 78.
That's how it is for me.
It's It's up there. It's definitely up there.
I'd go
the GOAT.
78, 3, 4 and 2 are tied almost, with 4 getting a little edge, and then whatever after that.
Okay, we'll catch up with the last of the chat. Let's just get into the top 10 now, because I haven't got a clue where this list is going. All I know is The Shining's going to be in there.
Well, we'll have Chad help out. Start putting in picks of what you think will be in the top 5 while we go through the first half of the top 10.
Can you see the list, JT, yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 10, Evil Dead 2.
Yeah,
so it made it.
And higher, which it should be.
Oh, by the way, if you want a clue, it's what's in the top 10. We know The Thing's in there. We know we're not in there.
That's kind of stupid out of that there. Kind of ruins the whole point of doing that. Let's just browse up past that so we don't just see too much.
So Evil Dead 2 made it. Number 9, we've got Poltergeist. I totally forgot about Poltergeist.
Yeah, I did too, actually.
Yeah. I do love Poltergeist.
It's a classic. I like Poltergeist 3 better, honestly. It's my favorite out of the 3 of them. Poltergeist 3 is very underrated.
Is there a Poltergeist 4? Did they make a Poltergeist 4, or did I imagine that?
They did the remake.
Or am I thinking of Psycho 4?
Yeah, they have a Psycho 4, and it's not that great.
Near Dogs made the top 10.
Oh, there you go. So you're happy.
Yeah, absolutely deserved. Made Tangerine Dream soundtrack. Amazing.
I love Tangerine Dream. I used to listen to that back in the day.
Yeah, they're like on a playlist for me all the time. I love Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, I like a lot of
some of their best
early house music and all that type of electronic music I like.
Number 7, we've got Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 7.
Dawn of the Dead better be on this fucking list, because I'll be so mad. Some of the greatest.
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead, I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Day. Because the effects work in that movie is just Tom Savini's best work, in my opinion.
So I'm kind of hoping it's not now, just to see you rage. I've got a feeling it might
be in the top 3, if not 1.
I've got a feeling it might not be on the list.
No, it might not. And Psycho 2 is another wild card, hopefully, but probably not at this point. Reanimator will be in the top 5.
Shining.
You ruined it. You ruined it all.
Bollocks. We've seen it all.
Shining's not number 1, so that's good to see.
Okay, I think it's safe to say Day of the Dead is not on this list. If the Shining's number 6,
it's not going to be on the list, which is a crime.
I'm glad the Shining's number 6 and not number 1, because I'm just sick to death of it.
Exactly.
Gremlins. See, I don't even like Gremlins. To me,
consider it a horror.
I don't consider it a horror film. It's
a horror comedy. It's more comedy than horror.
Like monster Christmas movie. I don't know. It's just.
You have Steven Spielberg involved, so it makes sense. Joe Dante wanted to make it a lot darker, and Spielberg was like, "No, we got to, tone it down and make it more family oriented and friendly." Same thing with Poltergeist, with Toby Hooper directing it, which who knows who directed what and stuff in Poltergeist, but Toby Hooper wanted to be a lot more horror-esque too. And then Spielberg again. Now let's say what you will about Spielberg, the man definitely knows how to make a fucking blockbuster movie.
Okay, so we got Hellraiser at number 4 for some reason I don't understand.
Yeah, same here.
Just don't get it.
If anything, I put Hellraiser 2
in
the top 10.
I'm trying to think of a single movie now which is going to be in the top 3, which is like.
All right, let's think.
The Thing. We know The Thing. The Thing's going to be there.
I would say Reanimator. If Reanimator ain't on this list, I don't know what to say. Like it's Reanimator.
It's such a random list. I don't know.
I know, but not to have Reanimator on the top 50 list of the 80s. I don't know, man.
We haven't had a Halloween. We're not going to get a Halloween movie. There's no chance.
No, American Werewolf in London. We haven't got.
Yeah. No, American Werewolf in London should be on the list. It should be.
Yes, it definitely should. I'm going to go with The Thing, Reanimator. I don't know for 3. Maybe American Werewolf.
Okay, let's have a look. Number 3 is American Life in London.
Hey, perfect. John Landis, Rick Baker, unreal transformation. Like the effects in this movie too are just phenomenal.
I think it's safe to say, I think The Thing is going to be number 1.
And it damn well should be.
I honestly can't think of what movie is number 2 though. If it's
Reanimator.
Oh, you're right as well. Christ.
AT is fucking brilliant today.
I wouldn't have put that number 2 though. Really,
I wouldn't put it at 2, but it would definitely be in the top 10. Like, absolutely. It's probably my favorite evil, like, scientist, like, crazy scientist movie of all time. Like, over Frankenstein and The Thing. Oh, damn, I called the top 3 good. And this is just perfect, so I have no arguments with that. That's a good top 3, actually. You know what we got to find? We got to find a list of like the greatest slasher films from the 80s.
Yeah, I did actually. I was actually gonna do that, and then I thought, well, I've already scheduled this, so I thought I'll find it for that while.
For a future stream, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it for a future stream. But that way we can all guess about all our favorite slashers and see where they land.
I have to I can't obviously check the full because I have to go in blind like you do. So my surprise is the same as yours, but I have to check the first 10 just to make sure that
it's not a complete bullshit list.
Yeah, and also to do a thumbnail, so I can put a couple of films and know I couldn't be on the list in the thumbnail because if I do a thumbnail and none of those movies are in the list, it looks a bit stupid, But so basically, The Thing, according to
JT and
Film School Rejects,
is
the greatest horror movie of the 80s, and I'm not going to disagree with that.
I it is probably the greatest horror film ever made.
But I prefer Aliens, but Aliens isn't a horror film, so
yeah, it was weird that they had that on this list. I mean, even with The Thing, you can go. It is a little sci-fi, but it's more horror for me.
Yeah. It's sci-fi horror, really. It's action. It's sci-fi action horror.
It's basically like sci-fi, but set in Antarctica instead of a spaceship. That's basically what it is. It's brilliant.
It's is Terminator a horror movie now?
I would consider it a slasher movie, actually. The first Terminator, just with guns and shit.
Yeah, it's a bit like Michael Myers, I suppose.
Yeah, I know. I know a decent amount of people who consider Terminator a slasher film.
Because I've always considered like Cobra as a bit of a slasher movie. Just the way they go about. I can
see that too. Like, there's definitely a few films like that that fit the mold just enough in the slasher genre. And yes, since Psycho 2 is not on this list, that's a crime.
No.
And yes, Jamie, I will watch it tonight for you guys.
Ben says he needs to see From Beyond. You do, Ben, just to see Barbara Crampton in a black. She wearing black leather, was it?
Yeah, some type of like S&M dress that she's up in.
Has JT seen Dirty
Dancing so long ago, and it's not really my thing.
I agree with From Beyond being ahead of Aliens, lol. It's arguably the best list you've had so far on your channel, Mike. Very well put together. Yeah,
it's definitely an interesting one. Definitely not a by the numbers one that we called every single one.
Well, I know you've seen Scream, JT, so that's a start.
Yeah.
Scream is better.
I love it.
No. Oh, by the way, we will be live again on Sunday night
with Dave from Savage Zombie Reviews.
We'll be talking Sick. We'll be talking Megan. We'll be talking anything else that's just a chill stream. No, not too. We're not going to be. It's going to be just a relaxed stream, basically.
Yeah, no outline.
Just a random. It'll go where it goes,
Yeah, let the feels take us.
Yeah, we'll just let the chat dictate as well the way things go, rather than being. Dr. Imposter says, I'm already in a bloody mental asylum from hearing talk about Halloween Ends. I'm turning into Jason Voorhees.
At least you're turning into a better franchise.
Chris says the finger's number one. It's the first thing that pops up on Google.
Mhm.
Poltergeist had a TV series that was a menacing piece. Poltergeist had a TV series. I never saw that.
Is there anyone in chat who adores Poltergeist 3 like I do? I never hear that movie brought up. Like, it is such an underrated movie. 2, I don't really care for.
Oh, Griffin mentions Paper House. Yeah, Paper House is
that
fucking
should have been
brilliant.
on here. That should have been on here.
Yeah, Paper House is fucking brilliant film.
That should have. Psycho 2 should have. Scanners probably should have. Combs' performance in everything is phenomenal, Jeffrey Combs.
Yes, no Psycho 2 on this list, Darren, unfortunately.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Yeah. Dan says Paper House really should be, but sadly it's not one of many horror fans have seen. I saw that film like literally a year or two after it came out on like just normal the film's from 88. So I think the film came out on one of our TV stations about 1990 or something.
Yeah.
And I had no awareness because this is long before the internet. I just watched it and I was just like hooked, I was just totally sucked in by it.
That was the best when you would watch stuff on TV and a movie would pop on and you have no expectations and just get blown away by it.
And it's creepy, the whole premise of just like the little girl drawing in a house and then she goes in her dreams, goes into it. And the whole house is just, and then she draws the little boy in the window. It's just so effective the way they do it. But it's not it's not really a horror. It's not a horrific movie. It's just that slow burn. It's that slow burn.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of scenes which really make you jump and go, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, there's heavy horror elements in it for sure.
Yeah. Cliff says Psycho 2 is the shit.
Yes, it is.
Cliff says no Scanners or Psycho 2. These two being absent from this list is disappointing. Chris says, hate to be that guy, but Terminator and Cobra aren't slashers. They have slasher elements.
Yeah, that's what I kind of meant, Chris. Like, I'm not saying Terminator's a full-on slasher film, but they have elements.
Poltergeist: The Legacy. So is that a fourth? Is that a TV show or is that a fourth film? Or did someone mention there's a Poltergeist TV show?
Someone did say there was a TV show. I remember hearing about that and never checked it out.
True, JT. Combs is a legend.
Absolutely.
4 Slim Jims out of 5.
Jeffrey Combs is like one of the people I would kill to just like spend a weekend just chilling with.
Darren says, I thought Alone in the Dark, 1982 would have been there.
That should have been there for sure. And I just talked to the director, Jack Shoulder. I'm trying to get him on the channel. He also directed Nightmare 2 and Witchmaster 2. So just talked to him the other day. He said hit him up in a month and we'll set something up. That'll be fun.
What's up, Terrence? I always like when somebody jumps on right at the end of a stream.
Yeah.
Terrence.
What's up, Terrence?
You're sub to Terrence, aren't you, JT?
I think so. I don't recognize the name. I'll recognize you to come over, sub to the channel.
No, I sub to Terrence through Gareth. It's just another guy. Someone else.
Then I've probably seen him before.
Yeah.
We gotta get what's his name on the stream once with us. What's
Ricky? Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah, I downloaded that stream. That shit was hilarious.
That'll be X-rated, to say the least.
Yes.
We'll have to make it earlier in the evening as well for Ricky, because Ricky's probably, fast asleep now. But
yeah, for sure.
So that's basically wraps things up because it's like 20 past 1 in the morning now in the UK, so it's getting late.
It's only 8:20 here, so I'm good.
You're good. Yeah, but
I don't sleep anyway. I've been catching up on sleep.
You'll probably be playing Demon Souls when I wake up in the morning or some shit.
I got Bloodborne on the TV right now, waiting to do that after this.
Chat's been amazing tonight. It always is for these lists. Chat's always like on fire.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
So for everybody who's jumped in,
all loved. Make sure you guys hit the like button too.
Yes, everybody, please hit the like button because I always forget to say it, and then
that shit I never say on my channel. I never say you should hit the like button or any of that, but I say it on every other person's channel. Just to get them liked and get their videos out there. Yeah,
so please hit the like button, guys. We will be live again on Sunday night, probably about 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UK time. with Dave from Slashers
Savage Zombie Reviews.
Savage Zombie Reviews. I always
I
forget.
know,
I just call him Dave, so I always forget.
Yeah, I know. I call him Dave too. So I've forgotten his channel before too, once or twice. Like Dave from oh come on, yeah, Dave, and then I'll remember it.
So everyone who jumped on the chat, thank you very much. JT, once again, thank you very much.
I'm and we will see you on Sunday.
That's right, guys.